All right, well, took some time, got a lot done yesterday, deciphering the instructions and the plans. They're still not the best. There's some things that have been holding me back. Um, but that said, we're finally getting somewhere. So, all I'm doing now is cinching up the frame, and the biggest complaint I have so far is there's not any instructions on how the dual extruders are supposed to work. It did come with a single V6, but I mean, there is nothing in the documentation on how to use this Cyclops or Shimra hot ends. I'm going to have to do some research and figure that out. So that's where we're at the moment. I'll show you some of the stuff I've been working on. So I got the heated bed installed. That went pretty easy. And then I got the upper gantry done, got the motors up, and the hot end section. I'm just kind of trying to make sure that everything's square. Now that I got the right extrusions in the right spot, that helped a ton. So anyway, that's where we're at. Let's see if I can get this iPad balanced. I'm hoping the iPad does better than my phone, because my phone did not do a great job of live. But I can't get my laptop to work for live. I don't know if it's just too old. Gonna have to spend money, I guess. So anyway, we're moving forward with it, trying to get it going. So, like I said, it did come with this extruder, and there's instructions on how to set that up, and that one looks pretty explanatory. But the one that I want to use is this Cyclops that uses, it basically has two filament sleeves, but there's no way to really mount it that came with it. And it also has a setup to use two separate individual nozzles. And I guess, so the more I think about it, if you're going to do like two types of filament, then you need to do two nozzles, because each one has its own thermistor and its own heater cartridge. So you could control separate temperatures for like PVA and PLA or ABS. If you're going to use the same, you can use, and the reason you do that is so that they don't melt and get jammed, but you'd have to put an offset in your slicer software, and you're going to have to do some measurements, and I haven't gotten to that point yet. I've never messed with that, so that's something I'm going to have to learn. But this one, they would be exactly the same place, but because it only has one thermistor and one heater cartridge for the whole thing, yeah, maybe it uses two, I'm not sure. Anyway, like I said, there's no documentation. This would be nice because there'd be no offset, so you could use like two-color ABS or two-color PLA, but so far so good. So I'm happy because I've gotten further, and now I'm just truing everything up, getting it lined up. And even if I end up having to buy some different extruders, Jen's texting me. Tried to get her to go skiing instead of working today, but she's too dedicated. So here we are. So even if I would have known what to do right off the bat, I'm not sure which direction I will go. In fact, I'm tempted just to build it with a single extruder to start, just to get everything running, and then I can come back through and add the dual. Not only that, I'm missing some parts. It came with all the parts for one extruder, but it's missing a couple of sleeves and stuff for the second extruder. So we're going to have to see how their service department is, because I got to tell you, as far as kits go, I'm not overly impressed with this one. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do here. Anyway, but we did get further than yesterday. So especially once we got the right extrusions in the right spot. Take special care, because upper gantry and the lower tray are very close, but not quite the same. So, anyway, what's everybody doing today? Who do I got here? I don't even know who I got here. Oh, hey, Mind Scratchers. Yeah, you know what? I've really had problems with live. I've got fast internet, but my computer won't do it, so I've had to go for my laptop. It might be on my end. Sorry if it is. And Josh is always working. Yeah, I could actually use you up here, Josh. This one's been a scratcher trying to figure it out. Um, I'm not overly excited about the hot ends. I can see myself putting a real hot end on this. I am excited about the board. These maker-based boards, I did some research. It's basically a combo of the Arduino and the ramps all put together, and they got a pretty good track record, so we'll have to see how it goes. I was just checking the solder to make sure I had no cross things to short it out, and started working on the LCD screen. It's going to be a touch screen, so that'll be cool. You just touch and go. But the dual extruders are not awesome. I'm not I'm not impressed with the dual setup. So it did come with coolers for the boards, which I'm very excited about. I started putting that together last night while I was jumping around and trying to figure out what to do here. So far, I'm into this thing roughly 5 hours. And I could have gone back on last night, but I was deciphering their instructions, which are just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. So it came with a PDF file that has all the instructions, but they're really bad. I mean, really, really bad. So anyway, this nozzle, I got to put the tray together, but it fits right here. You guys can't see that. Let me lower that down. How's the feed coming through to you, Josh? Is it me or is it my connection? I have Comcast, which is been pretty good, but ever since they made some changes, it's been not the best. All right, so there was a problem. Squaring this thing up has been a challenge. It's a bit squirrely, but we're getting there. So anyway, this hot end sits right here. So I don't know. I think I'm going to build it with one because there is absolutely no instructions for two. So even though it claims to be a dual extruder, it's missing the parts for the second extruder, and there's like no information on the nozzle. So, and I've never used a Cyclops. So if I do want to use this, I'm probably going to have to build something that retrofits because there's nothing came with it to run two extruders. So that's kind of the problem where I'm at right now. I've gone all over their instructions. There's nothing in there. Which would explain why this thing is really, really cheap. So, I'm like, wait a minute. I probably made a mistake, but even if I go with one extruder, it is an extremely large build volume. So pretty stoked about that. Start building stuff bigger. I got some ideas for my CNC router that I needed this for. You're always working, Josh. What's that all about? All right, let's see. Oh, nice. I just saw the picture you sent me. It looks great, dude. One build tray? Nice. Nice work. Hurry and get that done and get up here so you can finish this thing because I'm getting frustrated. I should have known. I mean, like I said, the reason they build stuff cheap usually is because it is. And if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So for now, I'm going to continue forward with just the, uh-oh, I lost my PDF. Never buy a Microsoft Surface RT. I want a Surface Pro that has the full operating system, but the RT does not, and it is just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. I picked one up for $100, and that's $100 more than it was worth. So, all right, so I got the gantry up. Hey, Mind Scratcher. Yeah, ABS warpage is always a problem. Glue is the key with that one. Glue and temperature.